Hello everyone. The problem with this open camera app and my mic or maybe my phone. So whenever I have to use this external mic, which is this one, the wire here, I have to basically open the app, start the recording, and then I need to remove uh, the jack and insert it again to make it work. Now it is working. The audio is great. I can move back. So I wanted to talk about or basically share this ultimate setup of Emacs Org mode, which I have been using this year, mainly this year, because I've done a lot of work this year where I have moved all of my document production system or document production to Emacs. So let me share what I did. And by the way, I've made plenty of videos talking about individual improvements or how to do this in Emacs for doing this for PDF production, whatever. So basically, just to give you some background, I'm a consultant, and as part of my work, my job, my thing that I do, I basically do things like training, right? And when I do training, I have basically need like a lengthy presentation. I mean, when I say lengthy presentation, it could be, let us say, 100 pages, right? And this is of course number one. So let us say if I'm doing a training on Jira. So if you don't know, I am a Jira consultant. I help other organizations get the most out of Jira. I know Jira is not open source, but yeah, that is what I do. And uh, so when you do trainings, you need I need like some kind of slides, like proper training slides, like lengthy slides. Number one. Number two, I also make YouTube videos like these. And when I make YouTube videos, I don't really use lengthy slides. I basically use a short version of the same slide that I talked about, but maybe not 100 pages, but maybe let us say 10 pages, right? 10 slides. And I also write books, and and this is something that I have been doing. All the books that I wrote in the past were either using Microsoft Word or LibreOffice or the online system that my publisher gave me to online web-based system that my publisher gave me, and or also Google Slides. The very first book I wrote, not really Google Slides, Google Docs. The very first book I wrote, I think 2010 or 11, I think it was on Google. I started with Google Docs, then I moved to LibreOffice, OpenOffice, I think so. Yeah. So lengthy slides, shorter slides for YouTube and books, and at the same time, I sometimes also uh, present my basically the same slideshow, but not the HTML based slideshow. I basically do a slideshow using my org file. Now, at the same time, the books that I write or I have been writing are technical books. And when it comes to technical books, you need to, especially when it comes to a book on Jira, something like Jira, you need to update it from time to time with a new version. For example, if I'm writing a book on a script runner, which is like one of the most popular app in Jira, I need to make sure that the book has the code which can be executed. The book has some elements that might need updation with time. So I need basically some form of version controlling, or not really some form of version control, but I need version control. So basically, if I talk about all these things, my requirements, I do everything using nothing but one org file. And in this video, I just want to summarize what I have done, what I have achieved so far. So basically, I have one org file. Let us say I have a book on, I'm writing a book on script now, right? Now, I have one single big org file where I have, of course, different headings. So maybe in my book, I have, let us say, 20 headings, right? Like big chapters, or maybe 15, whatever. I, of course, need the ability to output the whole org file as a book, because that is the biggest thing that I can do, the biggest export, like a PDF book using LaTeX. That works perfectly. But if I have to basically generate a slideshow, so I can do a slideshow, not a problem. But when I do a slideshow, I can actually define some tags that will be either not exported or only those tags will be exported to this org reveal based presentation. Now this, when I say based on tags, you have the option to either export or not export the whole header or a subtree, or you can also decide or hide some of the content. So let us say if I have one chapter with maybe some subsections, I only want subsection number 1 and 2 to be exported, but when it is exported to the slide, I don't really want the paragraphs. I just want maybe some bullet points. That is it. So you can do that with your org file. So you can basically make sure that the actual paragraph which will go into the book will go into notes section, but otherwise everything else will be exported as maybe simple bullet points. And as I mentioned, for big presentation, I may want to select some specific tags. For small presentations, I may want to select some specific tags, and that works perfectly fine using org reveal. Org reveal presentations are very simple, and I wish if those presentations could be a bit more customized. You can customize it, but you can't really do a lot when it comes to comparing it with maybe your other standard proprietary or not proprietary based presentation tools like OpenOffice, LibreOffice, Google Slides, or PowerPoint. I know you can use other org reveal based plugins, but I also have this philosophy of using a plugin which is like very simple. If I have to use like a plugin or a tool, I always prefer something which is absolutely very simple. And yeah, talking about presentations, either you can export it to org reveal, or you can also based on, I mean, because there's something called, there's one plugin called org presentation mode, and you can use it to basically, because on this particular channel, most of my audience are technical, so I don't really mind showing them, or basically if I have to present something, I just show them my org file, but selectively I export, or basically when I do an org presentation, it will only do a presentation within my Emacs, not really a HTML based presentation. So that is also something that you can do from the same document. What else? So we talked about PDF generation, we talked about, and by the way, you can also generate ODT file, and then you can do something else with it. Maybe, so the thing which I need to do is I need to self-publish this book on Amazon, which I never did. I did actually self-publish on Amazon long back, but it has been a while. And good thing is that you can of course use PDF, I guess, or you can always use the ODT format if you have to maybe do a bit more customization to the output, which I'm trying to avoid, by the way. I prefer just PDF and upload it straight away to Amazon. And of course it's a text file, so you can version control it. And when I have a big book where certain elements are supposed to come from somewhere else, like for example, if I talk about myself, about Ravi Sagar, about my company, I try to include it. I don't really rewrite the same content. So if something needs to be picked up from another file, I do that. And it can be done using include feature in org mode. And these are different things that I have been doing. But when it comes to just using PDF, there are so many, because it is LaTeX. You can do wonderful things with LaTeX. You can have maybe a simple PDF file, or maybe you can have letterheads, you can have logos, you can have header, footer. You can format the output of your PDF or your document that you're trying to produce, and your org file is nothing but your source code of your document. But of course, you can also insert snippets of code that, not always, but wherever applicable, you can use org babel, right? Literate programming to run those code snippets. So that is also wonderful. So I think org mode, and the reason of making this video is that I'm trying to encourage you to try org mode, Emacs org mode, to produce documents, because if you write a lot of content like me, you will get frustrated with managing individual files and formatting your code using maybe Word or Slides or LibreOffice. Org mode will give you a lot of power and a lot of control over the document production, but at the same time it's mostly text. I mean, if you open your org file, it is nothing but a text file, right? And org mode will handle all those wonderful things for you. All right, that is all I wanted to talk about today in this video. I hope I have given you some ideas, and I hope you learned something new today. Thank you very much. Bye bye.